This was an intro about Dead Hard. It's outdated now. Start video. The Dredge is a map control killer who can teleport from locker to locker. A killer with this power has been suggested so many times that I'm not sure Behavior themselves even came up with this one. They said he's based off the boogeyman who hides in your closet and under your bed, but with that hanging mouth and those strange proportions, I don't know. I sense a lawsuit incoming. Anyway, let's take a look at this power. I actually don't know because I can't understand it. The Dredge can charge up a meter that lets him teleport from locker to locker. However, he can also teleport back to where he initially started the bar charging, which is where his anti-loop power comes from. This is called his Remnant and can be dissipated by a survivor touching it. This Remnant is extremely useful because it takes the 50-50 that most loops have and puts it on the survivor. However, you need to remember that this Remnant won't always work as well, and you need to have some strategy with it. Try using it while the survivor is behind something so they don't see you teleport, and wait for them to bait it out before teleporting. Here's a list of tiles that this strategy is very useful for. There aren't many tips for locker teleporting, but a big one is that when you're teleporting mid-chase, don't feel the need to immediately pop out of the locker. Sometimes you should teleport back in case the survivor backtracks. Also, if you're in a locker for over 8 seconds, or if you're in a locked locker, it starts to smoke and shake, so you won't be catching anyone off guard. A big part of the Dredge's power is his Nightfall. Hooking and hitting survivor is the best way to activate Nightfall, but it also charges faster when you use your power and when survivors are injured. Nightfall makes the map much darker for survivors, and limits how far they can see you to 24 meters. You, however, put on your Operator Heat Vision goggles. It can see survivors from miles away. Nightfall lets you teleport much faster and reduces the recovery of your power dramatically. Nightfall lasts for 60 seconds and makes you undetectable. This guaranteed undetectability sort of screws over most stealth perks or terror radius perks. They aren't useless, but they aren't fantastic either. Tinkerer is an exception since it also doubles as a generator protection perk. Speaking of perks, what's good with this, Well, like I said, boot any terror radius or stealth perks. Stealth perks aren't as good since you could be everywhere at once, meaning it's naturally hard to keep track of you even without undetectability. Terror radius perks are a little more useful, but most of them suck anyway. Chasing, generator protection, and aura perks is where it's at. I recommend barbecue and chili for the aura perk, because even after its nerf it's still one of the most reliable and can show you the most info. Scourge Hook, Floods of Rage, or Darkness Revealed could fill this slot though, but I recommend Floods of Rage for the increased reliability. For chasing perks, I recommend Enduring. Dredge has a nasty habit of getting splinters in his teeth, but I'd probably recommend Brutal Strength more so he only gets them in his hand. A good killer should be able to avoid most stuns, so, including the new 10% buff across the board, a 30% faster break speed isn't something to shrug off. I'd go ham on generator protection as well. My current build is Deadman Switch, Deadlock, Corrupt Intervention, and Barbecue and Chili. I actually got it from Noob 3, bless his divine soul, and it works really well. Especially with Dredge, since you can go across the map instantly to pressure gens and get Deadman Switch working. Narrowing it down to Dredge's personal perks, he has some pretty good ones. He comes with Disillusion, Darkness Revealed, and Septic Touch. Disillusion is a chase perk that breaks pallets. After hitting a survivor and having your weapon cooldown, if a survivor fast vaults a pallet in your terror radius, that pallet breaks. Note that this applies to every survivor, not just the one you're chasing. However, I really can't recommend this on Dredge because his Nightfall really messes with it. It's great for ranged killers like Huntress or Plague though. Darkness Revealed is okay. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's really not all that great. After searching a locker, it reveals all survivors within 8 meters of a locker for 4 seconds with a cooldown of 30 seconds. It's nice that you can keep using it since it has a short cooldown, and lockers are typically near generators. But I don't know, I just can't recommend it on anyone but Huntress and Trickster. I think you'd be better off running Barbecue or Floods of Rage just for the consistency. Septic Touch applies the Exhausted and Blindness status effects to survivors in your terror radius, once they either finish or are interrupted with a heal. This only applies to the healer, not the person getting healed. This perk is actually mildly underrated in my opinion, and combos well with most perks, like A Nurse's Calling, Barbecue and Chili, Floods of Rage, and Colorophobia. It works especially well on Legion, Wraith, and Twins, but can still be worth taking on everybody else to help with chases. Now to talk about add-ons. For once, I think almost every add-on the Dredge has is worth taking. Some are certainly weaker than others, but can still help in some cases. The ones I would personally recommend are, in descending order of usefulness, Hattie's Calendar, Burnt Letters, Automarian Writing, Wooden Plank, and Boat Key. That's not to say there aren't more great ones, like Fallen Shingle or Broken Doll, but those are the ones I'd take above all else. So yeah, I think that's about it. That is everything to do with the Dredge. Wait, what was that? Was that a lock? Those are still in the game? Damn, okay. Yeah, so survivors can lock lockers, which completely screws over a big part of the Dredge. His mid-chase teleporting. It makes it take about a second longer to exit a locked locker, which is why Hattie's Calendar is almost a must-pick. It negates locks almost entirely. So yeah, that's actually it. Sorry this video took so long to make, I've been super busy procrastinating. I hope this helped at least 1.5 people, and I'll definitely be seeing you for the next video because I'm going to force you to be there. See ya.